travel ban at stake, and a historic vote breaking a tie and sweeps in a controversial woman to run our country's education.
And right now, as we speak, live on the Senate floor, this is a repeat of what we saw last night. Democrats pulling another all-nighter to protest another one of Trump's picks. This time, though, it's over Attorney General nominee Senator Jeff Sessions. The vote to confirm Sessions is scheduled for tomorrow. The president tweeted tonight saying it is a, quote, disgrace that his full cabinet isn't in place yet.
We have team coverage of every angle for you tonight, and we start now with the arguments over the president's travel ban. A federal appeals court heard both sides on that executive order that, of course, bans refugees from 7 countries for 90 days. That after a Seattle judge halted the ban last week. Our Tom Rousey reports.
Well, the president determined that there was a real risk.
The attorney arguing for President Trump said there's an immediate need for the temporary travel ban to return.
This judgment was well within the president's power as delegated to him by Congress.
But the attorney arguing for the state of Washington said what Trump is really asking is
throw this country back into chaos. The court should decline that invitation. We believe that the federal government has shown no irreparable harm from reinstating the status quo.
That status quo would mean people from 7 Muslim-majority countries could still come if current law allows them to. But at least one judge didn't seem to buy the argument that Trump's action is anti-Muslim.
But I have trouble understanding why we're supposed to infer religious animus when, in fact, the vast majority of Muslims would not be affected.
Tom Rousey, ABC 7 News.
And the judges hope to make a decision, quote, as soon as possible. We will keep you posted. Jonathan?
And as the arguments played out on the phone, paperwork was filed in court. The ACLU of Maryland and the National Immigration Law Center both challenging that travel ban. This after Virginia moved forward with a lawsuit last week. Tim Barber spoke to a plaintiff in the newest case.
It was utter disgust.
That's how Mark Hetfield reacted to President Trump's executive order, which called to temporarily ban Muslim immigrants from 7 countries.
This is blatant religious discrimination.
His organization, HIAS, has been helping refugees for more than 135 years. Now the Maryland nonprofit is joining several other local plaintiffs in a federal lawsuit, which claims the temporary ban is unconstitutional. It names several cabinet members and the president.
They're just spreading lies and propaganda by saying that these refugees are coming here unvetted, and we don't know who they are. We know exactly who they are. They're refugees who are fleeing terror.
HIAS says it helped 350,000 refugees last year, and it claims the executive order is hurting thousands who are helping flee war and oppression.
They're absolutely heartbroken, and they don't understand why this is being done.
Here at the White House, the president says his order has nothing to do with religion. He says it's about protecting Americans. Reporting live from the White House, Tim Barber, ABC 7 News.
And history was made on the Senate floor today.
The vice president votes in the affirmative, and the nomination is confirmed.
And hours after that happened, Mike Pence became the first vice president to cast the tie-breaking vote in a cabinet nomination. He then swore in Betsy DeVos as the 11th Secretary of Education. Like many of the president's nominees, DeVos is a billionaire. Her husband's family founded Amway, and the couple are longtime Republican donors. Democrats and teachers groups opposed DeVos's nomination, citing a perceived lack of experience and her advocacy for school vouchers and charter schools.
Well, lawmakers had tried to block DeVos from confirmation, and protesters had taken to the streets. Now that it's official, though, some educators tell ABC 7 that they're worried. Jay Korf joins us live with what some teachers now are talking about. Jay, what are they saying?
Yeah, just got off the phone with Elizabeth Davis with the Washington Teachers Union. She fears Betsy DeVos will try to literally dismantle the public school system. And tonight, the president of the American Federation of Teachers said, quote, DeVos shows an antipathy for public schools, a full-throttled embrace of private for-profit alternatives, and a lack of basic understanding of what children need to succeed in school. But not everyone feels this way. After this historic tie-breaking vote in the U.S. Senate,
The vice president votes in the affirmative, and the nomination is confirmed.
Betsy DeVos was confirmed, then sworn in as Education Secretary. Some area public school advocates, though, are reacting with dismay, claiming the 59-year-old from Michigan is not qualified because she has never attended or taught in a public school.
I wouldn't want a doctor operating on me who didn't know anything about medicine. This is somebody who doesn't know anything about how our public schools work.
Supporters say DeVos has been a champion of what's called educational choice, which in part uses public funds to help students attend private and religious schools. And she supports charter schools, a popular choice in Washington, D.C. In fact, some 40,000 students attend charter schools here in the nation's capital.
It provides choice, and as long as you're providing choice as well as quality, I think it's a great thing.
And we should note that the head of the Washington Teachers Union also told me tonight that the one good thing coming out of DeVos's confirmation is that more than ever, teachers are engaged in this issue.
All right, a few showers are out there right now after a day full of record-breaking temperatures at all 3 local airports in the lower 70s. Let's talk about tomorrow. We'll get the showers out of the way early. A mild start to your Wednesday. Temperatures in the upper 50s by midday.